So I've been seeing a lot of people recently asking about their CO2 lasers, looking to get one, what they need. So I'll share today how mine's set up and what you're going to need. All right, so I've got the OhmTech. Do your research, get whatever unit you need. But basically, I've got the OhmTech, the manual version. In addition to that, you will need the chiller. The chiller takes distilled water, RV antifreeze, some people use. This basically pumps and chills the liquid as it goes through the tube. So it goes in one end of this CO2 tube, it goes through the core of it, and then out the other end back into the chiller. And this keeps this tube cool so that it doesn't overheat and die. That's your CO2 tube. You don't want that to die. Second thing I recommend, if you're using it in the garage or whatever workspace, unheated, make sure you have a space heater. You don't want that tube to freeze and crack, because then you have to replace it. So a little space heater is all you need. Next thing, you'll need a blower to exhaust the fumes. So this one actually comes out the side. This is a 6-inch tube. I have it run through the pump and it goes out my garage door. So I just pulled out a window, cut out a panel and made a piece for it so it looks nice without having to put holes in the walls. The next thing is the air assist. This one has built-in air assist, and that's the air that blows out that nozzle when you're cutting. It keeps the fumes away, stops the igniting, so there's no flame. So this one came with a little fish tank pump that's built in already. Some people remove that and hook it up to a compressor, and that gives a lot more pressure and cleaner cuts. And so now with all of that, I also ran 2 dedicated plugs. So this one's on its own breaker, that's on its own breaker. It is in my garage, so it's convenient. I was able to hook it right up to the panel. And I do that 2 different breakers because you gotta power this, you gotta power the pump, the space heater itself, that's gonna overload a single outlet, so I got 2. And the way I have it wired is when I turn on the machine, the screen and the air blower automatically come on. And I got the little controller here for the air. So those come on when I turn on the laser. When I turn off the laser, they die. The chiller itself, I do have on its own plug, not through the machine, because it would draw too much again on the breaker. So that's on its own. I just flick it on when I need to use it, and it kicks in right away. There is an alarm if it runs out of liquid. That's why I recommend a pump over just a bucket system. If it runs out, it's not going to alert you, and you'll burn up your laser. And the last little add-on I added, mine is a manual version, so you got to turn this knob to move the Z-axis up and down for different heights. And you're going to have to change it every time you get thicker material because the head has to be a certain distance from the material to burn properly. I've added a stepper motor myself, along with this sensor here, to make it just like the automatic version. So I can turn it on, and I can now use the controls here to change my Z-axis. So once it homes, it'll go to the center. I can hit OK here, and now I can use the arrows, and it'll move the bed up and down. See, it turns the knob. So that's how you can add the autofocus without buying the autofocus more expensive model. And yeah, that's basically what you'll need to get started.